Good morning, everybody. It is day 3 of my Cna classes. I am a little behind. I normally walk out the door at 7:15. It is currently 7:21. Just a little behind. But yeah, I did not, every day that I think or say that I'm going to go to bed early, it just does not happen. I was researching nursing stuff last night, and I just want to say something real quick. I just want to shout out to a subscriber on here. Her name is Amanda. You know who you are, girl. I don't want to say your last name, but I just want to tell Amanda and you who have been more than emotionally supportive to me on here, but also financially. I don't ask for money from you guys and things like that. I am just so grateful, though, for everybody that has done anything, whether it's a Bible for me to review or to have, just whatever the cause. But yesterday I had a subscriber. Her name is Amanda. Shout out to you, girl. And she sent me some money for some Cna accessories, which I'm going to buy one of the books. I went on there and to get it, and then I don't know why, but I live in Arkansas. Sorry for that. It always does that. Tax was a little bit higher, so I'm going to try to get one for resale on eBay or something maybe. There are some on there. I just haven't ordered it yet, but I just want to shout out to her. She felt led to send me a little bit of money on my PayPal, and I appreciate that. I only include those handles because, you guys, I'm a single mom. I'm not out here with my hand out. I am trying to better my life, and I have a wonderful church family and things like that. But your girl, I'm out here solo, okay? And I know there's many of you that are, and I'm not saying this for pity, but I just want to give God all the glory because she didn't know, and nobody knows, but I have a list. During our revival, one of our dear sisters testified about needing groceries and whatever, and she made a list. They didn't have the money. She made a list and prayed about it and gave it to the Lord. And the next morning, somebody told her they felt led, they had bought her groceries and put it in her vehicle or something. I don't remember quite sure. And she said it was I don't remember. She said everything that was on the list was in it, but something like that. But the whole point is God met their need. They didn't have anything. And I'm telling you guys, Amanda didn't know. Nobody else knows. I'm doing these vlogs, and I have a nice car, and I'm driving. But I have been working for $10 an hour at a woman's house that I love to help her and her mom, just to have gas and things like that. This is not for pity. This is not a call to pull money into my accounts at all. I haven't asked anybody for anything. You're not ever going to hear me say that. Why I said all this is because I have insurance, I have bills are still coming, and after I got my teeth removed, you guys, like I said yesterday, that took $1,300 cash. I mean, I worked at a school for a little over $400 a week the whole time I worked there. I had a little bit saved back to where I could live during the summer and then go back to school. Well, now that's not going to happen, so that's why I'm doing these classes, and that's why I needed to be sponsored, because I really didn't have $600 or $700 to do classes, because I'm still trying to take care of my family. I do not receive welfare. I've never received child support, ever, for any 4 of my boys. I don't know why they gave their dad a check for mental health stuff, but that's not real disability to where you can draw a check, and I'm not wanting money. I don't want a handout. I'm just saying. You do not know what that meant to me, Amanda, and the Bible says to give honor to where honor is due, and you never know, you guys, what people are going through. They may have, a nice looking vehicle and a positive attitude, but don't judge a book by its cover, and I'm not saying that's me. I'm not at home boo-hoo crying. Y'all, I'm giving God all the glory. But it brought me to tears last night when I seen that she had sent me a little bit of money for like whatever, like CNA supplies, accessories, whatever. And you know, God didn't have to do that. I just wanted one of those books. I don't have to have it, but that's how I retain knowledge. And now I get to order one and maybe have like just a few dollars left to, you know, maybe buy some stuff for sandwiches. Like, you know, you never know. And I'm grateful, but I'm just saying, that's the only reason I ever linked that. Some of y'all might see that on there. Like, why is she putting her handles? Like, people want to support her. Yes, people have. And I am grateful, because I'm going to tell you right now, I'm all for even myself, and have myself, as much as I don't have a whole lot, supported other people. There's a girl that is in our class, you guys. It moves me to tears. She's a single mom. She's really young. She is walking. I don't know where from. Walking to the classes. I don't even know how they approved her. Now, I don't mean that bad, but like one of the questions is, you know, are you going to have transportation? She is not looking for excuses. She wants to level her life up. She wants to try to work. Just yesterday, the Lord gave her a miracle. The people that sponsor the class or the mission, our instructor called and asked, because they do give out bus ticket fare or something like that, or bus tickets for some of the homeless that have jobs. And she asked on her behalf, because they've never done it before. They have never given that out, right? And she asked the lady, you know, the secretary anyway, if they would consider getting that girl tickets or something, you know, to where she could even try to work, because she's trying to learn to become a CNA, to give her children a better life. She's got goals. She wants to save and buy herself her own little car. And y'all, my heart went out to her. I'm telling y'all, if I had it, I done went and bought her one. Not like something brand new, but like, you know, just a $1,500, $2,000, whatever I could get a car for her. If I literally had it, I would have did it, because that girl is determined. She is so positive. She ain't looking down on life. And that's how I feel. Like, nobody knows what I've been going through. But that yesterday just blessed me. But long story short, they told our instructor that only clients or something can get bus tickets. And she was like, y'all, we're just going to trust the Lord that they're going to do this for that girl. And so when we went for lunch, that girl went in the office, you guys, and they told her that they were going to start helping her to get to class by bus, you know, like bus ticket or something, like the T-line or something like that. And you guys, that instructor said, y'all, that was God, because I've been doing this for like, I don't remember how many years, 20-something years, 15 years, I don't remember what she said. Sorry, you guys, my alarm went off and it cut my video off. But that girl is the first person that they've ever offered assistance to come to a class, because normally they don't even approve you if you can't get there. You know, not that that's harsh, but some people don't have transportation and they can't approve you to be in a class that you can't attend. That girl has been walking, and I think she says she has 2 kids, 2 or 3, and they're young. She's a young single mom. Y'all, that was me. I used to walk in my town. You know what I'm saying? I used to walk in my town. You know, it took a while, but God blessed and God helped me. And I was just grateful I was in a small enough town I could walk to the store, and it wasn't like 5 miles or something, you know. I'd have still walked in. I'm just saying, even that, the little things like that, which is big to me, that was just a blessing. And I didn't mean to drag that out, but I appreciate everybody that has felt led to help, because I'm trying to give. I am almost 42, you guys, and I don't want to cry this morning. It's been great, and I still feel like I'm stuck and behind and all these things. But you know what? God's got me, and He's going to help, because I sat down yesterday. I told y'all that testimony about that girl that wrote down her grocery list. I sat down yesterday, not even 30 minutes before Amanda sent me a little bit of money. And I wrote out a list of bills that are due. And I wrote out a list for like groceries. And I wrote on there, want but not need CNA book. And I put the price. And she sent me the exact price. Now, I didn't know there was tax, but that's fine. I'm still going to get one. I don't care if it's used. I'm not picky. But I'm just saying, God is so faithful, you guys. And I do appreciate everybody wholeheartedly. I ain't out here trying to swindle folks, trying to make, money off of folks. This ain't even about that. I just love community, crave community, love talking to you guys. There's nobody else. My children are older, and so I just appreciate that, because she didn't have to do that. But, I see it as God. It's the hand of God providing, and He'll provide every other need. I told the Lord, I said, Lord, I know you see this list, and I know you'll make a way. And then when I got an email saying that something had been sent to my PayPal, I'm telling y'all, I wrote it down. It was like 6:02. 6:02 yesterday evening, not even 30 minutes after I prayed. I said, God, I have faith. You're going to take care of me. I'm not lazy, y'all. Like I said, I'm going to class all week, Monday through Friday. And on Saturdays, 8:30 to 4, I'm going to help a woman that I know and I love with her mom. I painted baseboards and sanded them and all that stuff last week. I worked 9 hours. And I'm only making 10, that's like $80 a day. And I'm driving up here in this gas. But God, ain't no job too little for me, okay? Ain't no job too little for me. Now, I can't say I'm going to have to keep doing it, because she offered me to do that every Saturday, but then, you guys, I ain't going to have no day off really to rest, because I go to church on Sunday. I go to 2 services, and I need me time. I need my house. Like, I do chores throughout the week, but you guys know what I'm saying. But anyway, I didn't mean for that to be long, but shout out to you, Amanda. You have no idea. You just do not know. Nobody knows. I don't get on here and show the other side. Most people don't. Who's going to vlog that? Who's going to talk about that? Now, I know some people do. They leech. That's what our instructor says. She's been talking to us about people leeching off of us and being a naysayer and a hater, but also checking us to make sure we ain't the ones leeching off other people and, sucking folks dry. And I'm telling y'all, God has been helping me so much in this class. It's like going to church. I do not ever want to be no leech. I don't want to suck the life out of anybody. I'm trying to do this because I want to go help people. I want to give life. Yes, I pray that I make a little more money so I can actually start saving, or provide a better life, or fix my house. I've got so much I need to do, like we all do. So anyway, I love you, girl. I love all of y'all. Ain't nobody got to do anything for me. I'm still going to rock on. I'm still going to do my channel. I'm still going to put God first, because He is my provider. Like I said, look at this vehicle. I mean, the way He worked that out, y'all. I can't even hardly drive for crying. I'm sorry. But I'm just saying, like, He give me my house. Like, y'all, if you don't have nothing, if you're down to nothing, God is up to something. He said, my strength is made perfect in your weakness. When we are so vulnerable and we are so, like, we can't even provide for our children or ourselves, it's hard to feel like you can't give your children nice things or whatever. And it ain't about things, but I mean, as a parent, I think something's wrong with you if you don't want to do something for your children. I ain't talking about spoil them rotten and they be brats and hateful and disrespectful. But my children, thankfully, are older and they take care of themselves now. God carried me all those years, y'all. All those years, He carried me. And He's still carrying me. And now this is new, uncharted territory. But God is going to carry me all the way. But, God is not afraid of our insufficiency. When we feel so insufficient and like, how's this going to get paid? Where are the groceries coming from? Lord God, I don't know what. All you got to do is have faith, like a child. Write you a list down like I did yesterday. I haven't seen everything else yet provided for, but He's right on time. My electric bill's due, but I at least have till, I think, the 22nd of this month, or I think there's a grace period after that. You know what? I don't have to ask God. I'm asking Him for it, but I don't have to. What I mean is, I don't have to ask God right now for what ain't, emergently due. You know what I'm saying? So, if something that you need in a bill paid, or a need, or even groceries or whatever, if it isn't met yet, hold on. He even might be in your eyes 4 days late, but he's right on time. But anyway, love you guys. I've talked to you all the way to the classes almost. I just had to say that because that increased my faith last night. It blessed me. I'm actually fixing to get on my phone in a minute and look on eBay. I did yesterday and I found a couple for like $40. They're like very good condition. I think they're sold by like a Goodwill or something. I don't know. But yeah, I'm not about to drop no. Them books, y'all, them books are like, man, after tax it was like $75 or something dollars. And it says $67, but when you go check out, taxes jump up to like $5 or $6. And I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna buy one used and use the rest of the couple dollars to get something to drink on break or something. I'm telling y'all, God is so good. And I just had to give this praise report. It is not, oh y'all, I'm so broke, please send me money. It's not like that. You guys, God is good to me. He ain't, look, I'm gonna tell, this is a word for somebody. Listen, this is a word for somebody. I feel this. Like literally, I feel the Lord talking and thinking about it. This is a word for somebody. And this is what he's proved to me. This is what he's proved to me, you guys. God you don't have to have your family. You don't have to have your family to help you. God don't have to just use the church or use the church at all or church people. Your brothers and sisters that you think know your needs. I'm telling you. Listen to me. I'm for real. I feel this so strong. God, y'all, you ain't getting it. God will use strangers. God will use strangers and send angels unaware to provide your need, to send you money, to write a check, to pay that bill. You are faithful to God and you trying to do better in your life and you're not being wicked or evil. God don't need the church to help you. He doesn't need your family to help you. God to do it for you himself. He will flex so big and he'll blow your mind and let you know that only he could have done it, y'all. Only he could have done it. But anyway, I'm just to pull up. I'm always the first one here. I am literally pulling up. I've talked to y'all the whole time. I hope I can upload this today. But I just want to shout out to you. She's not the only one. I've had people send me $20 and just little, just little something. And I'm telling you that it was right on time. It was right on time. Hey, we need each other. We need help. Hey, y'all, I follow some of y'all out here. And I'm going to tell you, when God blesses me and multiplies my streams of income, I'm going to be looking for somebody that really needs help and support and pray. God leads me to contribute to to my channel in life. But what I mean is like, yeah, I want to sow in people's ministry. I want to sow into people's lives. And, because there's a blessing in it. God will reward you for being a cheerful giver, Anyway, I'm just going to read some more of my Bible, but I just had to give that testimony and just thank Amanda. You know who you are. Thank you so much, girl. You have no idea. Trust me. But this morning I got a text from my friend. If you want to do every single Saturday, I can pay you, this amount. And between me and y'all, hey, ain't no job too small, but I know my body. I can't do every single Saturday during all these classes, and I need to, because that's the only income coming right now. But God's bigger than that, and I believe I've got a specific prayer I prayed when I wrote that out yesterday, and I even wrote on there what happened and was thanking God for answering that fast. I said, Lord, I'm believing you, and I put a specific amount of money. I said, Lord, I need this amount to live until I graduate and get a job as a CNA and start having that income. Last day is August 8th. I said, God, I'm believing you. Until I actually get in home health or hospice, I'm believing you for this amount. This is the amount I need for these bills and this and whatnot and gas and groceries, and I'm believing you to do it. And I guarantee you can write it down. I will get on here. I will. I didn't say if. I will get on here, and I will tell y'all when it happens. because he's an on-time God. Yes, he is. Anyway, love you guys, and I will try to give y'all an update if I can. Lunch and break I've been taking over here at this mission. I can't flip my camera around, but yeah, people are pulling up now, so I'm probably gonna get off here. But yeah, I love all y'all, and I appreciate y'all, and I'm excited for what God's doing. But yeah, I am super grateful and super humbled and thankful for everybody. More than anything, your comments, your encouragement. You got this, girl, you go. Like, y'all, even though I'm almost 42, I feel like a kid in kindergarten. I be getting scared and stuff. Nerves and, you know, oh, you going to classes now, but you're not going to be able to get a job. You still ain't got, you know. But you know what? The Lord is my husband, and I've got great friends. I got great friends. I got a wonderful church, and I've got all of you guys on here. You just don't know. But yeah, I'll get back on here in a little while and give y'all an update, if anything, after the classes, and I'll try to let y'all know a little bit of what we learned. But yeah, love y'all, and I appreciate y'all so much. I will see y'all here shortly. Hey, you guys. I am so tired. I am sorry I did not vlog anymore earlier. Excuse me. I'm probably going to at least take 1 day or 2 days off from vlogging. I wanted to vlog my CNA journey, and I am going to. It's just like, when I left earlier, I was hungry. I grabbed something to eat. My phone was going dead, and then I had to get home to plug it up. And so sorry I didn't update you guys on what we were talked about. But today we learned like the chain of command, how to be professional, you know, appearance, what's acceptable, what's not acceptable. Yes, I am in my bed, you guys. This is not my nightgown. This is my dress I'm wearing to church tonight. I just went ahead and put it on and was just going to lay down and take a nap. But before I did, I wanted to just update you guys on what we were talking about and in this vlog for today. I'm sorry I haven't been so thorough. But yeah, I wish I could record in class. It's just, I don't know. I don't want to be disrespectful, which there actually is a girl in there that is recording stuff or whatever, and the teacher's letting her. She even let her record herself while she did her skill. So if I can ask, I may ask her if I can do that. It's just I don't have a tripod on me or with me or whatever. But anywho, we learned the chain of command, you know, how to be professional, what to expect when we do our clinicals. We did learn and practiced the hand washing technique. That's skill number 1. Why I wanted to do these vlogs anyway, you guys, is because when I look up CNA classes and vlogs by girls that go to CNA classes, I never really hear about what they were studying. You'll hear just a little bit, but like I have never even heard anybody talk about the skills. And as I learn them, I wanted to talk to you guys about it, or whoever in the future is going to be interested in, you know, becoming a CNA. I want them to be able to find my videos and watch them and be like, that girl, you know, spoke more about, you know, the curriculum and what they really were learning in class. Most people are just vlogging and they don't really discuss what they, you know, we're talking about. But, you know, like I've never even heard the chain of command, which is, of course, you know, the very top all the way down to CNAs and NAs, which is a nursing assistant, and a CNA is certified nursing assistant, you know, and all that stuff, like where everybody falls. She told us, you know, how to deal with scenarios and long-term healthcare facilities and just different things that I've never heard anybody talk about. And I'll share this one with y'all, or a couple, and then I'll get off of here. But I have never heard this, and this is so good. And she was talking about how you need to really be aware of your surroundings at your job, and you need to pay close attention to detail. And here is an example. She's like, let's say you clock in and you go to work and you're in a nursing home or something, you know, or a hospital, which they're all run a little bit differently. She was using the term, you know, long-term healthcare facility. We would call them nursing homes. She's like, if you clock in and you go in, and let's say there's a nurse, you know, and she's like, has maybe an attitude with you, or you don't like what she says or whatever, or the way she says it. She was like, first of all, you know, you don't need to go in there having like all these feelings, and you need to be respectful, you know. And but what she said is, because she's talking to the whole class. She's mainly talking to the younger girls that are in the class, but it was for all of us. I learned for sure. I'm in my 40s, and what she said really helped me. She said, I want to talk to y'all about, you know, when there's really a problem, who you need to go to about it. If it's something that has to do with somebody that's treating you wrong, versus snitching, meaning you just don't want to do your job, and you don't like that specific nurse telling you what you need to do. And she said, what you really need to do is be respectful, be polite, and just do your job. And if somebody's being out of order, everything's being recorded. Most of the time you can hear audible, you know, things. Sometimes you can't, but, you know, she said this, and I've never heard this. And this is if for you future CNAs, or if you are a CNA and you haven't experienced this yet, maybe this will help you, because I've never heard an insider tell this, meaning somebody that's been there and done that and dealt with stuff. She said what people tend to do is, when there's a problem with just like a nurse, instead of going or talking to that woman and saying, no, hey, pull them aside, can I talk to you, and addressing that person first to see if you can resolve that, what they'll do is not say nothing or pop back and get, you know, wrote up or sent home or even fired. She said what they'll do is they'll go above, instead of going to the person above the nurse, they'll go to they'll go to somebody higher than even the supervisor over, you know, the director of nurses. Or I might not get this all right, so if you CNAs and nurses that y'all already know this, then that's fine. Y'all can correct me down in the comments. But from what my understanding is she said what you're going to do is you're going to go down there and you're going to want to go tell. For one thing, she said, you haven't really done your job. You haven't done what the nurses asked you to do. You just caught, you know, you just don't like how she spoke to you or something like that. She was giving scenarios of real problems versus something that you just don't like because you fool yourself and you're feeling yourself, basically. She said, what you're going to do is you're going to bypass all them. You ain't going to mention nothing to nobody, because you're going to think, well, I'm going to show you. And she said, then you're going to go on down to the hall. And she said, in every place, every facility, there is a open door policy. And I believe she said it's in the directive administrator or something like that. There is somebody that's there that makes sure the place is run right. And she said, what you think you finna go do is you think you finna go tell on somebody and get them in trouble. She said, but one thing, you better know that you got a right attitude. You better know that what they have done is unacceptable, and it's not just you, you know, feeling like you finna show somebody they ain't gonna treat you like that. And she said, what they're gonna do is they're gonna be like, okay, well, come on in, let me, you know, she said, you're gonna go in there and you're gonna be like, yeah, you know, Miss So-and-so, you know, the nurse, and they're gonna be like, uh-huh. And then what she said, what it is, it's an open door policy, right? She said, when you walk in the doors, they tell you to come on in. And this is what really, really helped me, though, to be aware of my surroundings. She was talking about that. She said, what you're going to do is, she said, you're going to walk in there. And I can't say it like her, so if I'm botching this and this don't make sense afterwards, I apologize. But she said, you're going to go in there thinking that you finna get something done about this, okay? And she said, they are trained to hear you out. That's professionalism. But what they're going to do is say, okay, yeah, come have a seat. Sure, because she said, what you're going to do, you're going to walk in there and say, I need to talk to you about so-and-so. I feel like I'm being disrespected and all this kind of stuff. And they'll say, okay, hold on a minute. And they'll say, sure, you know, and they'll say, do you have a minute? And they'll tell you, yeah, sure, just pull up a chair. And before you do that, can you go ahead and shut that door or do something? She said, they'll always have you kind of do something. Now, I'm not saying this is for everybody. So if you are like a associate, you know, like you are way up there in the chain of command, you know, maybe you have some insight on this, but the majority that she says she has dealt with and has known personally, what they'll do is they'll tell you to do something to where you will walk kind of away or out of the room to where you're going back to shut the door or you're doing something. And she said what they'll do is they'll speed dial that head nurse. Maybe not the one that you're talking about, but there's always got to be a witness, right? You think that you're just talking to that person, but what you don't know is they got you on speaker with somebody else. They can't hear you. It might not be the person that you're trying to snitch on or talk about, but they legally have to have another ear. They're supposed to have a witness, supposedly. And she said, what you don't know is when you turned around to go shut that door, they done speed dialed somebody, and this is like a code, like they know how they deal with stuff. Not every facility is like this, and not every person. But this made sense, you guys. She said they'll speed dial a head nurse, one of the main RNs or something like that. And it may even be the one that you're talking about. I don't know. She didn't say that, though. She said they'll speed dial. You'll never know it. And then you're going to come in there and you're going to be like, yeah, so-and-so, Miss So-and-so. She was trying to tell me I need to do this, and that. And she said, first thing they're going to ask you is, well, did you do what Miss So-and-so said? Well, no, I didn't like how she said that to me. And they're going to be like, oh, really? And they'll be like, And she said, why you think that you're sitting there? You think that you are building a case on your behalf. What you are doing is you're helping them to build a case against you. And she said, they'll say, okay, so you didn't do what the nurse said? No, she ain't gonna talk to me like that. Yeah, yada, yada, you know. And they'll say, okay, well, how long's this been going on, or what you think? And she said, by the time you leave out of there, you gonna feel like, yeah, I got you. I got so-and-so in trouble. Because she said they will be professional. They will be, you know, all of them, hopefully. She said, but what's gonna happen is they got that witness that just heard everything on the phone you said, right? They're gonna call that main one in, that Dawn, you know, the director of nursing. They're gonna call that one in. They're gonna discuss not just that person they're talking about, but you. And they said, she said, the more you go snitch, and she said, I ain't talking about abuse or harassment by another co-worker. And she said, it pretty much becomes like, sort of like family. Not everybody has everybody's back. But she said, what is so crazy is most of the time, most people, they get terminated because it's a lack of mutual respect. It's not just that the nurse is getting, or maybe getting rude with you. And eventually, she said, most of the time that they do reach that point is because you aren't listening in the first place. You are not being respectful. She was trying to help us to learn. Don't go in with a chip on your shoulder. Don't go in think you better than nobody. You go in there to serve. This is a servitude job, period. It doesn't matter. They work. Nobody should look down on you or nothing like that. But there are people that are going to talk with authority. And if you don't like it, then you're going to have to leave the field, because that's just anywhere. It doesn't matter if it's fast food. It doesn't matter if it's a hospital. It doesn't matter if you're even a doctor. There's always somebody that's above you. And most of those people have a lot more stress than you think. You might physically not see them on their feet as much as you, but you need to respect, you know, just being respectful, what she was talking about. But she was just telling us inside stuff like, you guys, she said, you better act and know that you always going to have a camera on you and audio, whether it's by the facility or patients, you know, family members, which she, you know, she never said nothing bad, like, you know, about like, she wasn't teaching folks how to be crooked. She was just letting us know this is how you be professional. And I never would have thought of that, you guys. So if you a CNA and somebody you just don't like them, you feel like they have just disrespected the fire out of you. If you ain't talked to that person and pulled them aside and said, hey, you know, I just want to understand why you know, I don't understand what's going on in your life, but I would like to understand why you seem to be rude with me. And she was like, it's best to try to deal with that person one-on-one, away from everybody. Don't be trying to check somebody in front of everybody to feel like you dominating folks. But she was just talking about being cordial, being respectful. Go to that person, talk to them first about that issue, that problem, that disrespect you think they have. Of course, not everybody's going to understand. Of course, everybody, they're going to be like, what you getting in my face for? You need to go on, you know, or cuss you out. And she said, that's when you know, you go higher and you report. She's like, you need to report, you know, mental abuse, emotional, all that. But she said a lot of the times in her experience, it was just a CNA or a NA or someone that was below somebody else that did not want to respect that order. And, you know, they don't like authority. They don't want to be told what to do. Don't tell me what to do. She said, you cannot go in. A servitude, however you call it. You going in as a servant to help these people. She said, when you walk in that door, you are not just there only for a resident, a client, whatever you call it, your patient. You are there for the nurses. You are there for the LVNs, the RNs. You are there for, you know, the coders, the medical coding department. You are there to serve. And, you know, this is like, I know CNAs may seem like, oh, you just, you know, they say butt wiping job, glorified butt wiper. I've heard that. No. I'm going to tell you, if you want to be more like Jesus and what you do unto the least of these, you've done it unto me kind of thing, go be a CNA first before you go get licensed to be an LVN or RN or anything. Now, hey, I've met some great nurses that never were because they love people and they love their job and they love Christ first and foremost. Not all are Christians, I understand that. But I believe everybody should, if you really want to serve and wash feet, so to speak, literally, spiritually, whatever you want to call it, go be a CNA. Go and lay your life down, take up your cross, and serve somebody else. And yeah, we want a paycheck, you know. We got to live. We have to have money. But I'm telling you, I'm telling you, it's a calling. Being a CNA, it is not just a job. It is a calling. And it can be one of the best callings in the world. Success is not with your name in lights and you got millions of dollars and everybody looks at you and your profile and you're just like an idol or something to people, like a star. It's all about glorifying God. Being there for people who cannot help themselves. To me, that's success. That's heart fulfilling. That's what makes me feel rich, is helping somebody that can't help themselves. Somebody that is so hurt because family don't visit no more. Maybe they wasn't that great of a parent, and then now the kids won't even visit or have nothing to do with them. And you are all they have. You are their number one point of contact, even over a nurse, an RN, you know, or LVN. You, sister, dear sister, CNA, NA, you janitor, you custodian, you people, which those people don't have a whole lot, you know, in rooms and stuff, but you matter. Those are not menial jobs. In the eyes of God, in the kingdom of heaven, is so different from this, you know, this place of earth where we idolize selfishness and greed and pride and just all about serve me. What can you do for me? Nobody wants to help nobody else no more, hardly. There's some, but I'm afraid we're losing our love for one another. People don't want to deal with parents and requite them. They want to just, you know, life is easier, let somebody else do it. But you know what? Like he said, I was hungry and you fed me. I was naked and you clothed me. I was sick and in prison and you visited me. And they said, Lord, when were you sick or naked or in prison or hungry, Lord? Not that order, but you know. And he said, what you have done unto the least of these, my brethren, you've done it unto me. I believe Jesus says what he means and means what he says. And if that's what he said, and I know that's the scripture he gave me, that is the scripture he gave me to confirm that he wanted me to become a CNA. So anyway, sorry that was so long, but and I hope I made sense, but who would have thought if you ever go into someone's office, they're speed dialing. So, you know, I'm not saying that's always, but she was like, you better watch. You think you're in there and you're confiding somebody. But their job is to always have a witness. They're going to have somebody on speed dial. They're going to record you, if anything. You're never going to know it. So be careful. If you're a CNA and you ain't never even heard this, you need to be very aware of your surroundings and who you snitch on, who you just cannot tolerate. You don't like so-and-so's attitude. Be a servant. Do what the nurse says. I understand there's people that think they're better. Let them. Can I tell you, if there's a book right now for this, if y'all guys haven't heard of that book, Let Them, I think her name is Mel Robbins or something. I don't remember. I don't have it near me. Look up this book. It's got a green cover and it says The Let Them Theory. Read that book if you're a CNA. If you are a CNA, a registered nurse at LV, if you in healthcare at all, I don't care if you're just a mom or you're a teacher, you guys get that book. I've only read half of it, and let me tell you, if you are an empty nester, your children are teenagers, your kids do not come around, they don't care no more, it seems like, family has dropped you, you need to read that book, Let Them. You need to read it. I highly recommend it. If you don't read anything else the rest of this year, other than your Bible, get the book, Let Them. It will change your perspective forever. Some of us don't know how to let things go or let people go, and we keep having anxiety and keep having heartache, keep having trouble. We keep feeling like we're stuck, like I was saying earlier. And I'm telling you, you guys, I pray about what should I read, what should I watch. I ask the Lord, lead me, guide me, heal me, help me. I want to be a whole, healed person. And the Lord led me to that book, Let Me. And I bought it like a couple weeks ago. And you guys, it has been a game changer in my relationship with my kids and every other area. Let Them. And it doesn't stop there. She talks about let them, then let me. Let them is one part. Let me is another one. And may I add, let God. She doesn't say that in the book thus far. I don't even think it's a Christian book. I don't know. It's just more like a self-help, personal growth book. But I'm going to tell you, let them. Let them talk. Let them be rude. But then let me. How am I going to respond to somebody? Sometimes no response is the best response. It's just a smile and a pure intention. And yes, ma'am. Or yes, sir. And do the best you can. And you watch God. To me, let God. When you let them and then you let yourself respond in some good godly way, then you let God. And watch God move on your behalf. Anyway, I love you guys. There was some more stuff I was going to share. But y'all, I'm in there for what? 8 o'clock to 2:30. I could talk all day to y'all about what we talk about. It's been really good. But anyway, be aware of your surroundings no matter where you're at, but especially them places. And we need to be respectful and we need to watch, how we treat others. It's not just in nursing homes, in your own home, in your church. Always be aware. Make sure there really is a problem that somebody has with you. That's why I believe the Bible even says to go to that person yourself. And if they won't hear you, then you take somebody else. And then if they still don't hear you, then you go get the pastor. You get a few people, and you address it. But make sure it's not just rubbing you the wrong way and touching your ego. You hear me? You better make sure it's a real problem before you go snitching on folks. Because what you're going to do is you're going to kick yourself out the door. If it's that bad, you're probably better off just leaving and going somewhere else. If somebody's really being that highly abusive. Because I'm going to tell you, you guys, for one thing, I don't tolerate mental abuse. Ain't nobody going to be, I will bend over backwards so long. I will be very, respectful. But I do have a limit myself, and I will check it at the door. I will check it at the door. I will say, hey, there ain't no sense in you talking to me like that. You need to lower your tone. I ain't fighting nobody, but you're a grown woman. We're going to be respectful. I don't know what your problem is. I'll pray for you. I love you. I will do the best I can to help you and respect you as a head nurse or whatever the cause. But if you keep on doing this, I will report you. And yes, I'm well aware I can be terminated, but that's fine. I'm not going to do this. If you already worked your haul, and so-and-so calls off and they come to you, well, Miss Alicia, I can tell you already done got your residence all cleaned and turned and all your stuff's done. So-and-so called in. Would you mind going to their hall? What you need to do then is you need to say, well, who's going to help me do it? Won't you pull old so-and-so down the hall? You know why? Because they don't complain. You're going to have to advocate for yourself. If you're not already advocating for yourself, dear friend, you need to start advocating for yourself. I ain't talking about every single time you're asked to do something different, But I'm going to tell you what they're going to do is they're always going to ask the person that doesn't give them any trouble and that does not stand up for themselves. There's two kinds of people, you guys. I'm going to say this and let y'all go. Those that work and those that let them. Don't let people let you work. You can be like, well, I might do a little bit this time, but who's going to help me? Because guess what? When you try to call off or call in because you sick or the kids or something, guess what? All of a sudden, I'll call and I'll show, we're going to dock you. We ain't, you finna get wrote up. That's going to take off your PTO. Like, okay? So, there's a time for it. But when you know they coming to use you, you better say, well, can you get that other person? Because I'm not going to do it. But the day you try to stand up for yourself, you may not get terminated, but you better already have it in your heart that you are willing to be terminated, because they, most of the time, will terminate you even though it's not your business to do somebody else's haul. When you've already got your whole haul done, and then they wait to come to you and be like, you going to do so-and-so's haul? They called off. After you just got everything done and you already wore out and tired. This is some stuff she talked to us about today. Cause I love this. It's not just CNA, it is life experience that woman has taught us, and I'm so appreciative. Anyway, I love you guys. Appreciate y'all. I'm fixing to lay down. Got church here in a little bit. But yeah, I will see y'all in the morning. And yeah, I hope that y'all enjoyed this. Oh, and earlier when I was talking in the video, shout out to Amanda once again. Love you, girl. I appreciate all y'all's help. And like I said, if God deals with you to help, praise the Lord. I'll call you out. I will shout out to you. I will give honor where honor is due. But I don't expect that. And I want you guys to know, I just appreciate y'all even watching my videos, okay? It's not about likes and views and followers to me, okay? I just like doing this because it's, I don't say like therapy for me, but it's like really helps me to deal with being a single mom and not having family. Like, I have like one friend literally that I know people in my church are my friend, but what I mean is like, I only have like one or two people that I ever really talk to, and it's like sporadically through each day, just like a Marco or a text. But I crave community. I crave, like we all do, and so this is fulfilling to me in a good way. Not an idol or nothing like that, but I love doing YouTube. To me, it's a good hobby, and I believe we need it. I watch other people's videos because I love learning from other people. I love gaining wisdom and life experience, and I love hearing about the Lord and testimonies and things like that. I love seeing people. I'm telling you, I love seeing people make it. I love seeing people going from here to up here. I love people leveling up their life. I love seeing people succeed that had nothing and nobody but God. And God's setting them up and giving them that expected end. But I will see y'all in the morning. Y'all have a great evening. Love and appreciate y'all. Bye.